Rimmed by towering mountains and showered with sunlight and artificial light, the 2-mile California Speedway is about to begin a new tradition by hosting the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series for a race to the Sunday sunset. This is much more than just another 60 minutes of television. This is 500 miles of horsepower and racing heroes with a splash of Hollywood.
From the Hollywood Hills, 43 of stock car racing's finest appear in a drama so real you'll find it hard to believe. From the creators of NASCAR comes the summer's biggest hit, the Race to the Chase. The frontrunner,
Jeff Gordon wins the Brickyard 400 for a fourth time.
A troubled contender.
Jimmy came on the radio. He said nothing will turn over. It's done. Third straight week.
A champion vilified.
He's spun Casey at Darlington for no reason. He's lost his temper over and over again. He's having a beat.
And a driver they call Junior.
Junior wins Bristol.
500 miles from the finish line, the plot thickens. Hopeful contenders aim to outrun each other with one thing in mind: the race to the chase.
NBC Sports presents the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series, live from the California Speedway in Fontana, California. Racing on Labor Day weekend is a NASCAR ritual that stretches more than 50 years. Today, a new chapter, the move from South Carolina to Southern California, where fans are hoping for a Hollywood finish full of big names and bright lights. Hi, everybody. The NBC Race family welcomes you to Fontana. I'm Bill Weber. After the race at Richmond, Virginia next Saturday night, the top 10 drivers in the season-long standings and anyone within 400 points of the leader will be the only guys eligible to race for the championship under NASCAR's new 10-race Chase for the Nextel Cup. Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. are already locked in. 12 drivers are still eligible. 7 guaranteed spots are left. 2 races remain. 4 drivers could clinch today, or the Dirty Dozen could ride into Richmond, ready for a wild shootout. The next 500 miles just might be the most important of the season. We start with some California flavor, and here's Dave Burns.
Jeff Gordon leads this championship, Bill. In fact, he's clinched his way into the chase for the Nextel Cup. So, Jeff, is there any agenda today other than trying to get your 4th win here at California?
That's pretty much the only agenda we have. We are solidly in, and really having the points lead even right now doesn't mean that much. So, we're excited about coming back here to California. This track was very good to us earlier in the season, and, we're starting 8 positions further forward than we did back then. So, got a great team, great momentum. Going to try to keep it going.
Going for the sweep here in California. To Matt Yoakum.
Dave, championship runs are all about momentum and hitting your stride at the right time. After 3 rough weeks, Jimmy Johnson, how important in momentum and confidence for this team was that top 5 last week at Bristol?
That definitely plays a key into things. I mean, we've had some unfortunate luck come along, but it's racing, it happens. We hope it's all behind us. Right now, we've got kind of have a free pass for the next 2 weeks, or this weekend, next week. Just go out and run hard and try to win the race. We're in that cut, and it's just time to have fun. We've got our Tool World Woody, we've been calling it, because of the wood paneling on the side of it. So I got a new paint scheme for the weekend. And also, since we're talking about cool things, I want to talk about what Lowe's and the American Red Cross is doing for all the victims with the hurricane. If you have a chance, go to Lowe's.com and donate, or go to the American Red Cross and donate. It would be a good thing.
He's won here before. He starts 16th. That's important. It's lucky because the last 2 winners here at Fontana started 16th. To Marty Snyder.
Matt, last week at Bristol, the man nobody could catch was Dale Earnhardt Jr. How much momentum did the win last week provide, Junior?
Well, I mean, it was a good win. Got us a lot of points. It was, another trophy to take home. But,
we came in here with a new race weekend and starting all over from scratch. And we qualified okay, but the car's been a little bit of a struggle in practice, and we struggled here earlier this year in the spring. So I don't really know what to expect today. Looking forward to Richmond already.
Because they too are locked into the chase for the championship. Kind of using today as a test session, if you will. Dave?
Jeremy Mayfield lost a little ground in his race to the chase last week, finishing 22nd at Bristol. Can you finish better today and get in the top 10?
Well, we really don't have a choice. We got to. It's going to be a tough day, but I feel like our Dodge is certainly capable of that, and this guy's are working hard, and got a great race car, so we'll do our best and try to come out here with a top 5 or a win, hopefully, and get back there in the points.
Jeremy starts outside row 1. He's only 35 points out of the chase. Bill?
Dave, here's a look at the championship standings heading into this race. Gordon Johnson and Earnhardt are in. Stewart, Kenseth, Busch, and Sadler could lock in today. Now, Casey Kane is 11th, just 127 points out of 7th place. Martin and Mayfield are tied for 12th. Jarrett and McMurray tied for 14th, just 146 points out of 7th. And the maximum point gain possible in one race, 156 points. The countdown from California continues. You're watching the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series live on NBC.
Discover Card Countdown to Green is brought to you by Discover Card. It pays to discover.
21 of the 24 races this season have been won by a driver currently in the top 10 in the championship standings, including one guy who's won twice in the last 7 events. Marty?
Bill, we checked in with Tony Stewart before happy hour yesterday. His car was, quote, slow. So did the guys get it any better, Tony?
Yeah, Zippy and the guys made some really big changes between the 2 sessions yesterday, and went from an extremely tight car to a car that was just a little bit loose. So we think that's going to be a good way to start the race. Obviously, it's probably not going to get dark, but the sun's going to go down enough that the track's going to cool down and hopefully tighten this Home Depot Monte Carlo up.
Driving the same car he won with at Chicago just a few weeks ago. Matt?
Mark Martin's 35 points out of the chase. His car was a 10 yesterday. It's going to be a big unknown tonight, Mark, but you have to like the fact we're racing here in Fontana and next week at Richmond.
I do like that a lot. I really like the fact that I'm driving for this Viagra team. They've had some great horses on the racetrack every week here all summer long, and it's just a privilege to be in these cars.
A lot of momentum. They start from the 11th position. Dave?
Dale Jarrett qualified 25th, but he practiced 7th in final practice. DJ, how confident are you heading to the green flag?
We've got a good race car. Knowing exactly what the racetrack's going to be like here when we start and then what it's going to be like when we finish are things really unknowns for us because we've never done this at this particular track. But we think we've got our car adjustable enough, and this has been a great race car for us. We couldn't ask to be racing a better car trying to work our way in that top 10.
This team has gained a lot of points in the last 10 races. They still have a shot at the chase. Bill?
Thanks, Dave. We looked up a bunch of stuff for you, but the countdown's already at 0. And NASCAR Nextel Cup Racing is coming up next from California.
This has been the Discover Card Countdown to Green. Let's go racing.
NASCAR on NBC continues live from the California Speedway in Fontana. Now, let's take you trackside and join the pre-race ceremonies.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation given by Assistant Pastor Jeremy Ballowig, followed by our national anthem sung by Grammy-nominated Motown recording artist and rad celebrity messenger, Brian McKnight.
Will you pray with me? God, you are the author and perfecter of life. Our lives are a precious gift from you. I thank you for the lives who awake every day with the sole purpose of protecting our families, our country, and our way of life. As the great protector, I pray that you protect those gathered here today as they compete at the highest level. Surround the cars with your angels, providing protection for the drivers. Watch over the crews in the pits as they too do the work entrusted to them. God, may we all, drivers, crew members, officials, and fans alike, honor you in word and deed. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight All the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the warm of the brave?
Those pilots from Idaho aren't the only guys flying high. 43 teams and their fans are ready. The Command from California is next, live on NBC.